Welcome back, everyone. Here we go again. I think we're on episode 5. Lots of good stuff to come. First things first, let's check out this brand new, fresh printing pod. Lindsay, Turner, and Nicola. Tidying and ranching. Okay. Suit wearing and building. And then Lindsay, we're suit wearing and farming. Interior decorating, critter version. I'm not digging any of this right now. The closest one was this suit wearing building Turner, but Turner, alas, is a slow learner, so that's not going to work out very well. And then we got a nyctophobic. Hard pass. Let's go with the blossom seed and move on. Speaking of which, whenever you're editing videos, you always look at stuff and you're like, ooh, I need to fix that, or I need to address that. And one of the things I noticed was old Jordan Sparkman is building and digging. I want to try something out. I want to make sure that, yes, he likes to do building and digging, but he'd rather build than dig. And the reason why I want to do this is that way when they're up here doing this, he is more likely to build this ladder than he is to dig out the remaining stuff, which means hopefully it'll make sure the dupe gets stuck a little bit less. We're going to see. It may not actually work, but we're going to go in there and change some priorities around to work with that. There's another one. Yep, Bert is another great builder and digger. Thank you, Bert, for your contributions to the colony. What else? There was another item I wanted to see. Oh, that's right, because Travaldo actually has an interest and is not bad at farming. So we're not going to give him any sort of priority with it, but we'll allow Travaldo to do some additional farming. He's got this natural ingrained skill. He'd rather do the cooking. Maybe we'll even do a positive one. We'd rather him do, farming and life support and cooking. We'll see what that does. And especially as our farms grow, this will give Travaldo something else to do and help out Guar in the farming stuff. We also need to... Oh, yeah, we got to go check a look at skills. Apparently, we have got a bunch of new skills. Oh, yes. Bubbles. All right, we gave the Bubbles the carry. Now let's give Bubbles the morale improving, tidying. This is good. I'm trying to figure out if I want... Wait, I clicked you. Thank you. Should we go with the improved carrying hat or the improved strength hat? I think we're going to go with the improved strength hat. I like it. And now Bert. Oh, Bert. I think... Oh, yes, we're finally going to unlock the mysteries of the hazmat digging hat. There it is. Look at it in all of its glory. Very nice. And then Guar. I think you have an upgraded hat, too. An improved farming hat. Oh, yeah. Just giving out the hats. Jordan Sparkman. Let's give you some carry now that we've figured out the mysteries of the hat. Little J is actually going to complete the researching chain. They love the research. Let's go check out that one. I think they just changed the color. Orbital researching. Ooh, very nice, very nice. I kind of like the atomic better, though, huh? Yeah, we'll keep the atomic hat on. And then nails. We haven't assigned anything for nails yet. You are going to eventually be a mechatronics engineer, so into improved tinkering you go. With your little junior mechatronics hat. And Travaldo, you still haven't leveled up yet. Eventually, you'll get the Master Chef hat. All right, this looks all good. As you can see here, we have 22.8 tons of coal. And now there's a lot of other places where you can find some coal. I've seen some scattered throughout. Here's the deal. Here's some coal here. There's plenty of coal along this map. The difference is when we're normally running hatches, you have an infinite supply, as long as you can keep those hatches fed, of coal, because they're going to keep pooping out the coal. Well, without that infinite supply, we need to make sure we're careful with our power plants. And I say that because right now they're basically taking turns on this wheel because they need... we're using about as much power as that one wheel can produce, basically because of the two refrigerators. Remember, the manual wheel is good for 400 watts. Well, between these two refrigerators, we are already using 240 watts. As you can see down here, refrigerators are using 120 watts, and then we have our oxygen diffusers also using 120 watts when they're active. And because this wheel only produces 400, in the meantime, I know everybody's going to cringe, but we're just going to add another dupe wheel. And that way they can get the battery charged. This is a temporary means until we figure out what our permanent solution is as far as power. But in order to do that, we need to figure out where oxygen's coming from. And right now, we don't know where our water is coming from. So far, our only source are these two cool steam vents. And going through and if we have to use the cool steam vents, that's great. But then we're going to have to figure out how to cool it. And as far as I know, Butito doesn't really have any ice biomes. There's nothing cool down in here. So there's no Wheezeworts, there's nothing. So it's going to take a thermal aqua tuner to do it. So we will see. But enough of that. Why don't we take a chance and send someone through the teleporter transmitter? Before we do that, we need to make sure that they're skill scrubbed. In order to do that, and the reason why we need to make sure they're skill scrubbed is because we don't want the excess, the morale hit to hurt them. If we go down into skills, you can see that right now they're carrying a morale of 13, but like a skill of 1. So maybe we just send nails through. They only have a morale need of 1. That's not too hard to get. Yeah, let's do that. As soon as we clicked on the teleporter, it introduced Gupola. All right, we got liquid sulfur, we got chlorine vast, natural gas geyser, carbon dioxide vents and geysers, and an oil reservoir. Let's check those biomes. There is a tundra there. Maybe Gupola is a better home for us? I'm not really sure. But it at least has chlorine, natural gas, the liquid sulfur, because you could go for a long time on some of those plants there. Let's at least go check it. Can we click on it? Oh, wow, we can click on it too. There's the fresh potties already ready. A little bit of power, infrastructure. Very cold up here. Very cold, which is good. I tell you what, before we send nails up, let's go further up the map and see if it gets any colder. Oh yeah, just keep digging. Now we haven't done our responsible ladder rungs here, so we will add them, and we'll see where these guys take us. All right, they've already started doing the digging up here, and one thing we've noticed is look how cold all this rock is. This is good. There's even some dirt, some cold dirt. We need to be careful as you keep throwing cold dirt inside of your plants, and they will become cold, stifled plants. They are starting to sneeze and everything because it is a bit too cold around here, the chilly surroundings. So we will look and see how this works. There's lots of copper ore. I don't see anything else of notice. So I think for power, I think we're going to go with straight solar. We do have some access to some glass. We might be able to get a solar plant up there. Let's check out and see where that research is first, because I think it's actually blocked. Here it is. Renewable energy requires 5 atomic research, and it can be conducted at the atomic collider. So we need to figure out how to get some atomic research done. Where is our atomic collider? Here it is right here. So let's go ahead and go through that. We'll unlock the atomic research. We'll have to get our atomic collider. But in the meantime, we need to figure out how to get some Radbolts, which means we need to find where there's some radiation. And the only source of radiation I know are these little bugs. The shine bugs actually have some radiation. Well, that and up here in space. But I'm thinking if you get enough shine bugs in the same area, it's actually going to produce more. So if you look at it, this one shine bug, 14 rads on that tile. So I'm thinking if you get them close enough, it'll actually be a higher amount of radiation than space, which looks like to be just 25 rads per cycle. Why don't we effort a little bit of bug collection, shall we? Let's see what we can do. First is in the research tree. We need to go to... There it is, airborne critter bait. Yeah, we actually just clicked off, didn't we? Yeah, so while we're doing this, let's go ahead and just go ahead for animal, all the way through animal control, and then when we finish that research, we'll come down here and we'll grab our atomic collider and those sort of things. While we're staying busy with that, we're going to grab this last little bit of water here. There's some additional algae on this side. We're eventually going to have to break into this polluted oxygen area and start cleaning this out. So I think we'll also make ourselves busy with all of this in the meantime as well. More to follow on that. New dupe time. And look at this. We finally see a +9 cuisine in Otto. Yeah, he's digging the interior decorating, which I think the devs might need to look at it. It seems like interior decorating comes up an awful lot these days. But unfortunately, we already have our cook. So I don't think we need to add another cook to it. But just in case, let's go check out old Travaldo anyways. Not only does Travaldo like cooking, he also likes doing research and digging. So maybe we take Otto anyways and just have 2 cooks? Because it might be handy for us to be able to send Travaldo doing other things as well. Yeah, let's do it. We've been waiting to get another dupe anyways. Welcome, Otto! Check on the skill points for Otto. Make sure they can already do the cooking. Give you a nice hat. Oh, yeah. Travaldo, unfortunately, is the master chef at this time, though, as you can tell from the superior hat. Nails has also earned another skill. Jordan Sparkman just keeps climbing through the ranks. And Guar, which we're kind of running out of things for Guar to do, so we'll just go into another improved carry. And that'll probably be it for Guar for a while. I don't think we want to go above any more than a 9 requirement. 9 to 10. Since we're kind of moving the lowest point in our colony, it'd be worthwhile to make sure that we move our one little carbon destroyer. Now, we could always set up the nice, you know, the carbon skimmer and put it on a water sieve, but that takes more power, and right now we just don't have the power. So we're going to skip through that and just use our one little carbon skimmer for now. You never know. Maybe, just maybe, the printing pod will give us another oxyfern. Who knows? Brilliant. What we also have done while the research was being completed is we added another 8 cots. This way we can go all the way up to 16. And we also changed the insulated tile here to granite insulated tile. And the reason for this was the decor. So when we moved, I also, added 16 total seats here in our Great Hall. You noticed insulated tile by itself is not really good for decor. It's a minus 4.5. It's like, eh. Whereas when you click on the granite, it's actually a little bit better. It's not much better, but it helps it somewhat. So now, whether the dupes are over here eating or whether they're grabbing a drink, they will be fine on the decor range. All right, so this is where we're planning to capture and do all our atomic research. First things first is we got to get all those bugs inside. So I think what we're going to do is add, probably maybe delete this block for now. And that way when we put down these little traps, they'll be able to come right in here and not be able to leave. We'll actually put a manual airlock. Of another note, I'm not sure the math on this yet. We're still learning about the atomic stuff and uranium and radbolts. But I chose to do this out of igneous rock. Just in the thinking that the rock is going to prevent, because it's got the better reduced heat transfer, I'm thinking it might be able to help with the heat transfer and maybe help with the radiation, limiting the radiation going into our base. We will see. All right, they've got the hole in there. This is good. Go click on our wonderful airborne critter traps. All right, now the things you need to know, all right, when you're doing airborne critter traps, it doesn't really matter too much from what I've understood on the metal ore. I'm sure there's a difference on the metal ore, but what the biggest thing that matters is the what they like to eat. Phosphorite, slime, or oxalite. So if you go click up here onto a shine bug, it literally tells you they enjoy phosphorite. There you go. So we're gonna add some phosphorite traps in here and see if we can't hold on to them for just a little bit. Luckily, we do have some phosphorite. We got about 7 tons. We're gonna need that later for our fish game. And see how this works. Once they all get trapped in here, well, then we'll worry about closing this in and building around it. Let's see how this goes. Mima's been trying to get into the greenhouse for quite some time, and this time she may have actually done it. Now, hear me out, right? Originally, she is a builder and a decorator. You're eventually going to need some artwork, so just hear me out. But she also has green thumb. So she also doesn't mind doing a little bit of farming some time to time. And she has caregiver, which means she doesn't mind doing doctoring. So Mima is going to be not only a doctor, but also doing a little decorating on the side. Welcome to the colony. Finally, Mima. All right, so we have a couple of shine bugs trapped. And when we go over here in the radiation overlay, it's not a ton of radiation. Some tiles are 15, some tiles are 14, which is almost not a bad thing because it's not going to spread too far throughout our base. Now, looking at this a little bit, you can see little J here. You can see they have an absorbed rad doses, 0 rads. So that means in this Dupe's day, they haven't taken in any radiation. You can see a current rejuvenation and a current exposure. So for science, I've locked this door, locked it the wrong way, and put Mima in it. So Mima is going to get injected with some radiation. You know, we're going to do this for science, just for a little bit. And we can see that she's absorbed 0.44 rads, and her current exposure is 6 rads per cycle. So we're going to see how that goes. We're going to let the rads get up there just a little bit. Make sure she doesn't go hungry or anything like that. She does have a full bladder, so we will let her out now. I want to pay attention. We'll turn it down to a little bit slower here. I want to pay attention to these rads. So it looks like they keep them. We'll see what happens once they go to sleep. Oh! So after Mima went to the bathroom, it looks like she actually got rid of some rads. That is good to know. So apparently you get rid of some rads, at least, when you go to the bathroom. We're going to add a rock crusher because in order to build our... Where are you? Our atomic collider takes 400 kilos of refined metal. So we're going to knock that out real quick in the rock crusher. Grab 400 to 500 kilos of some refined copper. Only the finest copper. We're sitting plenty good on the copper too. We got 73 tons. So we'll just do this for a little bit so we have some on hand. They should be able to knock that out pretty quickly. You'll notice that I've added a lot more insulation around our farm tiles. I'm not messing around. I don't want our crops to go bad before we are ready to switch crops. Now, there are a lot of other crops that can go a little bit higher than 30, and we'll probably switch to those. Namely, where are you? There you are, the spindly grubfruit plant. Can go all the way up to 50 degrees, which that gives us a lot of flexibility. It does require that sulfur fertilization. Luckily for us, the other colony has a sulfur geyser, so that'll probably be our sustainable food source after we get over to the next colony, and we'll do that after we get some power. We're starting to get additional oxygen messages, which is not great because we really need some power generation here, but looking at the oxygen map, you can see we're getting real thin up here, so I think we're going to go ahead and add another oxygen diffuser, probably right in the way of this beautiful mealwood plant. Maybe we'll just go one higher. Yeah, that'll work. Now with that, we are going to replace this pneumatic door, because I don't necessarily want to keep pushing oxygen out into where we don't necessarily go very often. We'll change it with a manual airlock. That way, most of the oxygen will stay in here, and only a little bit will get out there whenever they go out. We'll also add another storage bin. Very good. Looking at our power consumption, you can see that we're actually able to brown out. Our potential load is at 1215. This is mostly due to this rock crusher. A rock crusher is definitely a source of power usage at 240 watts. So we're going to separate some of the power usage up here. We have to actually power this atomic collider anyways. So for temporary speaking, we'll add another manual generator. Add that jumbo battery. And wire it all up over here. And then deconstruct. And then we'll deconstruct the power here. And that way, this oxygen diffuser, this atomic collider is only running off of this manual generator. Alright, so we've gotten this pretty much going. Unfortunately, what's very energy intensive is this Radbolt generator. Apparently, this bad boy requires 480 watts. Remember, our little wheel only produces 400 watts. So once again, we're going to add a second wheel just for the meantime. Did we? Oh, yeah, we're rounding everything out right now because when I was fixing some wiring, apparently I recreated that one. So we will get that one deleted ASAP. Here we go. Much better. Alright, the way I'm believing this happens, I've never done this before, so who knows, is this Radbolt generator takes the radiation from the ambient environment. Now, right now, because the bugs are being annoying and staying on the right side, it's over here. We might put another generator over there. I don't think that would work either, though, because then it would consume too much power. So, once this thing gets enough Radbolts, what it looks like it's 50, it'll emit. Well, when you click on this thing, you can actually point what direction you're sending it over in. So we want to send it to this giant atomic collider's hole. That's what it looks like. The Radbolt comes right out of here, right into this hole, and feeds the research. Now, from what I understand, we need to collect enough for 5 research points in order to get through to solar power. You go over on, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns over is when the 3 researches start, when it requires 3 different types of research. And there it is, renewable energy. So all we need to get our awesome solar power and kind of fix some of these issues is, our low power issues, is to get this awesome solar panel. So we'll go ahead and click on that. They'll knock out the rest of it, and we'll just await some atomic research. We'll see how it goes. I've marked all these glass tiles for deletion. They will help us out in order to fund our, to fund our solar panel. As you can see, each panel has 25 kilos of glass. This will work out well. This little one up here also has 50 kilos of glass, but I think we'll be good with just these. A lot of people like to poo-poo on the manual generators, but the one cool thing is, remember, as long as your dupes are running on manual generators, not only are they giving you power, but they're also increasing their own athletic score. So there's some bonus there. So we went and captured a few more of the shine bugs, and now we're getting some decent Radbolts per cycle. And as soon as they move over here, you can see, you know, at one time, that was 17, 18, 20, 23. So it's a lot better once you, and if you ever want to just accelerate it, you can always just throw down a couple of airborne critter baits and do like that. Now watch them all scoot over there, and then we accelerate that a little bit. It'd probably even be better if I close this in a little bit more, and that way the shine bugs can't get out even further. Let's try that. The difficulty thing is, you know what's going to happen. They're all going to get stuck in the wall. Look at that. We actually made it in. Alright, that's a lot better. Now the shine bugs, no matter where they are, they're going to put some sort of radiation in this thing. And as you can see, we got 7 out of 50. I'm assuming 50 is the magic number. Once you get up to it just went away. Oh, if you lose power, apparently all your Radbolts go away. Alright, so this is not going to work. We're going to have to actually set up some coal power. And we'll do that real quick up here. Yeah, that'll work. Throw this right down there. We'll keep our batteries going, and this can come out. Perfect. And we'll also... Actually, we want to put a smart battery here. Alright, so this is our little system here. We've got the coal generator, and it's actually running the smart battery this time. So, and we've got the automation wire connected to it, so the coal generator will kick on when the battery hits down to 60, and we'll keep going till the battery hits 90. We got the coal being stored here, so it's easy to fill this thing up, and we've got the fuel request on 75%. So whenever the coal generator gets down to 75%, somebody will come on and refill it. This should work, because what we noticed was that the Radbolt generator, anytime it lost power, you'd lose all your Radbolts. So manual generation is not the ticket. Ooh, new dupes. See, now they're just laughing at me. Look at Frankie. He's a perfect cook. Early bird, uncultured. He's a shabby dresser, but who cares? He's in the kitchen all day, right? But I think we're good. We're at 9 dupes right now. We've already got the two cooks, so I don't think we need another one. The only other one I was looking at is a digger and suit wearer, Joshua. He's also interested in farming, which is right along what we're looking at. In fact, yeah, we could use another. No, so we're just going to go ahead and get the omelets. You know, let's treat the dupes a little bit, shall we? It was starting to get a little nasty in here, so we needed to unlock the door so they could come in here, fill up the deodorizers to clean this area out. At least they have the bottle emptier available to put the polluted oxygen in. There's just a little bit of germs left. So that's the only concern there. But as long as it doesn't get too crazy, we should be good there. On our Radbolt collection, as you can see, we're more than halfway there. Or we're almost halfway there. 18 out of 50. Oh yeah, just shit right there on it. 16, 15, 18 per cycle. Very nice. It'd be even better if they'd lay some more shinebug eggs and hatch. I guess you could groom them. But then you'd have to feed them. Do you feed shinebugs? That's definitely a question I'd like to answer. I mean, we could put a grooming station here and some food here. But, alas, we have no rancher. I think this will be good, though. They'll eventually fill this Radbolt generator up and we'll get our research in. So to finish out the episode, I decided to core out some of the area up here, and look at this. It's cold enough where we have liquid carbon dioxide. You gotta love seeing that. It makes me want to bottle it before it goes away. With that is about all the time we have. Our Radbolt generation is going well, and it looks like we will be finishing that research come next episode, and we'll be able to get our solar power plant station going. We look forward to doing that. And in the meantime, I figured it'd be nice to watch the dupes do their work. And don't worry, no dupes were harmed in the making of this video. I had fun. I hope you did too. Talk to you soon.